David K. Reacts.
Hello everybody and welcome to my channel. My name's David, this is David K. Reacts, and yes, I know Halloween has happened, but this is a Halloween bonus video. And this is happening for two reasons. One, I had the time to record it, which was a bit of a sort of lucky opportunity for me. And two, these two videos have been staring me in the face for the entire second half of my recording period, which is the first half of October. I started recording mid-September, or mid to late September, my Halloween stuff. And of course I should have guessed that more videos were... I did know that more videos were going to come out. I didn't expect them to get the overwhelming reaction that they've got. And I don't know why, particularly. It's Geoff and VoicePlay. Of course they're going to get incredible reactions. But I hadn't sort of... in my genius idea to plan ahead and get a ton of stuff recorded, it didn't occur to me that I should hold back and be ready to record to these, respond rather to these two new videos, later in October. So I'm doing them now. This is a Halloween bonus video. I think that seems fair to me, because I make the rules. It's my channel. So, yes, Guy Fawkes Night's November the 5th in the UK, and that's when we let all of our fireworks off. So as far as my, the first 25 years of my life are concerned, the big celebration hasn't happened yet. So that's my excuse, and I'm sticking to it. The defense rests. Anyway, this is going to be a reaction to Geoff Castellucci's Jack's Lament and VoicePlay's Hellfire. I just don't think I could keep the amount that this has been put in front of me by people talking on the various Discord channels I'm a member of, by YouTube incessantly firing everybody's reactions and the original videos into my face pretty much every day. Curiosity overcame the cat. Let's just put it that way. Not Timmy, he's fine. He's not around right now. But I need to know what's going on, and hence this bonus video. Jack's Lament, Nightmare Before Christmas, of course. I don't remember this song particularly well, and again, I kind of started that thing with Nightmare where I hadn't seen it for a while, and I just figured, you know what, I'm just going to go into this. What I do remember is, of course, the stunning imagery in the middle of it, where Jack walks up the hill with the moon in the background, and the silhouette work in that scene is out of this world good. I have no idea what Geoff's going to do with that. We'll see what he does with all of this. All I know is I absolutely love the makeup that he's got. I've seen, I've obviously seen the thumbnail for this. I've also seen images flying around, and of course he's popped up on my Instagram. I managed to avoid all of the Instagram shorts and things like that. So I've heard none of it. But it's impossible to avoid everything in terms of imagery. So, yes, I love what's going on there already. We'll see what happens. Hellfire, possibly? And I'm going to stick with possibly, because I can't think if there's something... maybe there's something I don't know, or maybe there's something I'm not thinking of right now that is more so. But possibly the darkest Disney song in existence. Frollo... Multiple things make him a terrible, person and a wonderful villain. I don't say that to agree with anything he says, but he is, as in terms of quality of villain, he is way up there. I think the extent he goes to, and the things that he does in the name of what he believes in, together with the fact that, although none of us, I'm sure, would condone anything that he suggests, especially in this song, there is, at the same time, a relatability. It's, he's not going out there, to use a recent example that's been on my channel, he's not going out there with a shell trying to steal somebody's voice. That's what I mean by that. He hasn't been turned into a werebeast or something. He's a human character, and although exaggerated and turned, incredibly evil, he has human flaws, and I think that's what's so fascinating about both of these characters. Actually, they have human characteristics, driven to extremes in two very different ways. But they are oddly relatable characters, and that's not to say, as I say, that we agree with them. I do not agree with what Frollo does or sings about. I just want to make that point absolutely clear. I don't want to be misinterpreted here. But there is something special about the way he's been written in terms of how much he can crawl up your spine and give you chills because of the way that the character exists. It's an interesting one. Anyway, that's my sort of tenuous connection here, is relatability between characters in weird situations, extreme situations, and, one fantastical, magical almost, and one not so, much more human and, interestingly, worse. Not that, obviously Jack isn't the bad guy in this, but do you know what I mean? That's sort of an interesting counterpoint for me in how you can look at these two characters. Anyway, that's enough rambling from me. Firstly, welcome back to my channel. Welcome if this is your first time here. If it is, just so you know, I'm going to watch these videos straight through. I don't interrupt the first time I see them. I do comment over the top. I do emote, but I will not stop the video. I will then go back, watch it again, and this time pause, interrupt, and offer what commentary and analysis I feel I can. So if you're just here for the reaction part of this, the first quarter or so of this video, and then again halfway through, will be the 2 points you want to hit. The analyses will happen after, one at a time, after each respective video. Please do like this if you enjoy it. Hit the notification bell and subscribe button down below. And if you would care to, please do feel free to head over to buymeacoffee.com/DavidKReacts, where, if you wish, you can donate to support the channel. No pressure to do so, but will be very gratefully received if you do. That, I think, is everything. So without any further delay, we are going to go in here and we will join Mr. Geoff Castellucci with the rather extraordinary rendition, I am sure, and I say that fully aware that it is going to be extraordinary, because that's what he does, of Jack's Lament from The Nightmare Before Christmas. Let me just make sure everything is set up correctly. Yes, here we go. Ooh. Oh, this is gorgeous to start.
There are few who deny at what I do.
Oh.
I am the best, for my talents are renowned far and wide.
Oh, yes they are.
When it comes to surprises in the moonlit night, I excel without ever even trying. With the slightest little effort of my ghost-like charms, I have seen grown men give out a shriek.
I love what's going on here.
And a well-placed moan, I have swept the very bravest off their feet. Yet, year after year, it's the same routine, and I grow so weary of the sound of screams. And I, Jack, the Pumpkin King, have grown so tired of the same old thing.
That intro of...
Oh, somewhere deep inside of these bones, and
oh, Geoff, you are outdoing yourself.
there's something out there far from my home, longing that
Wow, this is so atmospheric. Woohoo! I somehow wasn't ready for that.
Fright and a demon of light, and I'll scare you right out of your pants. To a guy in Kentucky, I'm Mr.
I didn't see that coming.
And I'm
Oh.
known throughout England and France.
Oh.
And since I am dead, I can take off my head to recite Shakespearean quotations. No
Oh, these effects. Yeah.
But who
Pumpkin eyes. Yeah,
would
okay.
ever understand that the Pumpkin King with a
Zero!
skeleton grin would tire of his crown if they only understood he'd give it all up if he only could.
Oh, this is just incredible.
There's an empty place in my bones that calls out for something unknown. The fame and praise come here after
The deep harmony. Oh.
for these empty tombs.
Woo! Oh, Geoff, sir. My goodness. Oh.
Hey y'all, Geoff here, and happy Halloween. This video was made with the support of spooky folks just like you, and all the wonderful souls over at Patreon. If you'd like early access to every single video I release, behind the scenes footage, or want to hop on a live stream with me, head on over to Patreon and check it out. I'll see you there. Extra special thanks goes out to Huldra Draco, Helen Anderson,
Love it.
Diane Holland, Sarah O, Lori Templeman, Laura Mueller, Patricia Schumann, Debbie Goodling, Jordy S., Barb Wells, A.M. Person, Angie Woolard, Carl Thomas, and Melanie Thomas, Elsa M. Lagnestall and Dorothy Brune, and Deb
That artwork.
Patrick. Thanks again for watching, and have a safe Halloween. I'll see you in the next one.
Oh. Okay, moving on to VoicePlay. What? Actually, what? Okay, that was something else. I knew Geoff was good. That hasn't been in doubt for a year and 20-something days. But wow, that is a new level for him. What an extraordinary performance. Every element of it. Because I won't get back this far, I have to comment on this outrageously good artwork first. That is phenomenal. I want that on a vinyl. I don't even collect vinyl, and I want that on... No, I want that as a poster. That is such a good image. The production levels in this one have been cranked up to 11. Possibly 12. I'm rambling because I don't really know what to say. We're just going to go back to the beginning and watch this, and I'm going to try and analyze it. This is something else. I love this so much. What a lovely start. This beautiful... The tone of the piano is stunning. The clarity, those lovely... His pacing is perfection. Like this lovely da 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 in the top, absolutely perfect. And the lovely emphasis we've just got on this chromatic descent, that momentary up and back down again. And I love more than anything. And some folks hearing this might not be aware of exactly what it is, but this boof, boof that we get every time he plays a new note with his left hand, that's the pedal resetting. He's releasing the pedal and pressing it down again. Grand piano like this, 3 pedals, right, center, left, obviously. This is the right pedal that he's using, and every time he presses it down, it's gonna continue playing any note you've pressed. It's how you get these notes hanging through, even though his hands are moving. And then as he goes to play the next note in the left hand, he releases that so that the previous note doesn't hold over, which would create a real clash with a chromatic. And depresses it again as that note is down, and therefore holds the next one on. So what he's essentially holding on is bum, 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 plus whatever note is in the bass. And it builds each time. The fact that we can hear that boof of the pedal resetting is lovely. It sets the piano as an instrument where we're not hearing anything else. You could easily cut that sound out and not have it. But it is saying we are listening to the piano and everything it does. I remember I was listening to a piece of music way back when. This must be 15 years ago. And it was on a CD, and they had left in the sound of the pedal. And I was with a pianist friend of mine, he's a professional concert pianist, which I'm not. I'm never had the discipline to get quite that good. And he said it's like the piano breathing. He said he loves hearing it because it makes the piano feel more alive, which is a stunningly cool way to look at it, especially this month. Or, well, no, sorry, last month. It's November now. But I adore that we can hear it here. It just adds something more lonely, almost. The fact that we are hearing the whole of the piano, it sort of makes us focus in on it somehow. I'm not quite sure exactly how to explain what I'm hearing, but wow! Oh, and this lovely entry, you get this little string tremolo going in the background, and then the celeste, the bling over the top of it. There's a celeste there on top of Celeste. How do you pronounce that? I don't know. I should know the answer to that, but I don't. Over the top of that final arpeggiated chord, and oh my goodness, the introductions of different elements in this video are so amazing. Like, this is nailed it at every level. And it's that the simplicity of that, the strings just come up, and you almost expect them to become the focal point because they're building slightly, and then the celeste comes in and plays that chord, and that almost becomes the focal, and then drops away again. I love it so much. And I've just noticed there's a tombstone to the Haunted Mansion down here for Madame Leota. Okay, I didn't catch that on the way. That's awesome. He's only just started singing, and I've been talking for how long? Oh, this is a good one.
There are few who deny it. What I do, I am the best for my talent.
This sort of sing spiel thing he's doing, where he goes into tone and then drops out of tone. There are few who deny. Deny is just, there's not tonal. It has melody to it, it falls, but it's not on notes. And then he drops back in and, few who deny, something, something, I'm the best. I don't know the lyrics to this, but again, he falls off it. And this in and out makes it so conversational. It's very personal. Even as he delivers this, I'm trying, I probably should have watched the song before I watched this, but I don't remember Jack in the movie giving it this much weight. It was kind of, I feel like it was more sung, it was higher. Of course it was higher, it wasn't Geoff, but you know what I mean. He's bringing it down. He's actually making this beginning a little bit creepier. It almost lowers as he goes, and I think it's such an extraordinary rendition of this. It's like narration, almost.
There are few who deny it. What I do, I am the best, for my talents are renowned far and wide.
And again, so many things. The pizzicato strings there on the bom, bom, bom. Lovely. Really, really like that. Is this piano haunted? Excuse me. Sorry. I'm still recording this in advance, and every single blooming thing I've come down with this year has turned into this same cough. I just get rid of it and then it comes back. Anyway, my apologies. But I love that for a moment the piano is diegetic. He's playing it. It's in the scene with us. And then it carries on playing while his hands are up here. Of course it's pre-recorded, but I enjoy the visual of him letting the piano do its thing for a minute. That's nice. And then this note that he hits
Best for my talents
on wide.
Known far and wide.
Wide. It's almost tonal, but not quite, but it's so far down. He just drops down to that one. And then with these chords coming straight afterwards, it makes it ominous. We get the sense that something momentous is coming. And I love that it's got this massively dramatic build-up for him to then come in on the melody so much higher and quieter. It's almost like a fake-out, but not quite. But I love where he's going with this.
When it comes to surprises in the moonlit night,
See, I thought that was the surprise, was the... You jump scaring me, Geoff.
When it comes to surprises in the moonlit night, I excel without ever even trying.
And there he sings it. This is so lovely how he moves in and out of the styles of singing. It gives so much character to this song. It's oozing with it. It's... oh, wow.
I excel without ever even trying. With the slightest little effort of my ghost life.
That boom of the bass drum in the background there, rumbling through all of this. And they really do that. I used to play percussion, and you hit one of those bass drums, it will sound for a long time, longer than you think it would. Especially if you played, drum kit, or even timpani or something like that. You hit them and they die fairly quickly. A bass drum will reverberate within itself and sound for a surprisingly long time, and the effect that you can get from them is gorgeous.
With the slightest little effort of my ghost-like charms, I have seen grown men give out a shriek. With a wave of my hand and a well-placed moan, I have swept the very bravest off their feet.
So many things to love here. The simplicity of some of this bum. Such a simple piano part. It's lovely because it gives it, not levity, that's the wrong word. It gives it a lightness that his voice counterpoints beautifully. There's something almost not my vocabulary is failing me today. It's not sprightly exactly, but there's a dexterity to the piano part, and it's almost like the vocals are pulling it back down again. It's like the piano is almost trying to escape slightly. It's just stunning. And I said this before, folks who do the Jack makeup, there's something about this pattern, the darkness around the eyes and then the extension of the mouth and lips. It makes the face so expressive, and Geoff's already is. And the amount... small things are exaggerated, big things are huge. The amount of expression that we're getting off every inch of this is extraordinary.
I have swept the wave of my hand and a well-placed moan. I have
like even that, just the simple gesture of lifting his hand up and leaning forward slightly. The movements of the eyes, everything feels so important to what's going on here. It's a lovely touch.
Wave of my hand and a well-placed moan. I have swept the very bravest off their feet. Yet year after year, it's the same routine, and I grow so weary of the sound of screams, and
that express.
So weary of the sound of screams, and
I'm probably not going to get a clean frame of that because there's so much motion there, but how expressive is that? Again, total change of emotion. He was becoming quite poignant, and then and we go into that rictus mask almost. Oh, this is stunning. Stunning, I tell you. And I love this. He drops out year after year. It's the same routine. He drops the melody entirely. When do you sing in musical theatre, which Nightmare Before Christmas effectively is? You sing when the emotions are so heightened that speech doesn't suffice anymore. But here, he's bored. Every year, the same. And you get that with the drop of the melody. It's stunning.
Year after year, it's the same routine, and I grow so weary of the sound of screams. And I, Jack, the Pumpkin King, have grown so tired.
Oh, that harmony introduction of the oohs. I, me. I'm only talking about me up to this point. I, Jack, the Pumpkin King. And now everybody else can come in, because we've established who I am. And I love this entry, just coming in on the gentle oohs behind what he sings next. It's just,
The Pumpkin King have grown so tired of the same old thing.
Oh, that reverberation, the delay, that the gentle quietening of that long note. No, my voice is messed up today. But I love that we get the dum dum dum, and then it just holds. The voices disappear. The little celeste that doubled those notes fades away, and the rumble again. The rumbling sound is all that's left. And it sets everything... We're setting everything up to be so low. And it completely belies where we're going to end up in a minute. It's wonderful. Like that! We're going from here. Jumped up 2 octaves without batting an eyelid. And it's not where you think this is going to go. It's brilliant.
Oh, somewhere deep inside of these bones, an emptiness began to grow.
Now here, he's done what he did again in House of the Rising Sun. He's changed time signature. I, Jack, the pump... Oh, my hand's off screen. That's really not helpful, is it? I, Jack, the Pumpkin King. All in 4. And now it's da-da, 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 da-da. We're into 3. And in that lovely shift into this, we change time signatures. It's so well achieved. It's beautiful. I think it's one of those things where with the wrong instrumentation, with the wrong arrangement, I can't even remember if the original song does this or not. It might not. But you could easily, in the course of arranging this song to be different, mess that up. And it just happens because, and I think especially because we changed the entire register and tenor of the voice into this from we've gone through a big change and it just feels natural to go with it. Lovely stuff.
Deep inside of these bones, an emptiness began to grow. There's something.
I love that he's taking his time with this. It took that whole time to step from the piano stool and not even get halfway past the piano. The walk, the slowness, the it's not even lethargy. It's the weight that's kind of somewhere deep inside these bones, the depth of that, the everything just dragging him down, and he just takes these slow paces. This is so good.
Began to grow. There's something out there far from my home.
And I love that as he changes back down into this depth, suddenly we get this boom, vom, from the strings. These lovely, suddenly extended lines. This quite kind of... there's a sort of fortepiano thing almost going on there where they hit it fairly hard. You get this kind of strong first note and then it fades away. And we go again and again, this repetition of this pattern of dum, dum, pulling away each time and re-attacking again. It ups the tension of this piece. Like there is such a controlled build in this. It is really good. Oh, yeah, it's the opposite. It's a piano forte. It's going from quiet to loud. Regardless, doesn't really matter. My point stays the same, which is that we're having this change. We start somewhere, we go somewhere else, and then we go immediately back to where we were and make that same journey again. It's keeping that tension controlled. It's building it, but it's not letting the song get away. We've still got somewhere to go. It's still got a long way to go. Great stuff.
There's something out there far from my home, a longing that I've never known.
Oh. I don't know why I didn't see that coming. It's such a logical place now that I hear it to put a sub, but just coming out at me like it did, I didn't see it coming. And it's such a lovely point to just suddenly drop down there. A longing that I've never known. It's not pining, it's acceptance. I've never known it. That's just the fact. It could be a question. It's not. It's a statement. And so that drop down there is lovely because it reinforces the depth, the meaning of this to Jack. Wow.
Longing that I've never known. I'm the master of fright.
And then we get this sudden change. We get this bum 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 from the celeste. And then like that, we suddenly get a difference in the instrumentation. He drops immediately. It's very quick, very sudden. And now we have a totally different physicality. And the entire tenor of the song just changed in an instant. And now where are we going? It reinvigorates the whole thing. We don't know where we're going. I'm the master of fright and a demon of light. You know, that's a pretty big statement. But we don't know where he's going with this. I love it. The stillness here, that's the thing too. The eyes, there's no quick movement. It's not like he's trying to tell everybody in front of him a story. It's this very long, single focus that just drifts and stares. And then, again, suddenly into this new persona.
I'm the master of fright and a demon of light, and I'll scare you right out of your pants. To a
I knew it was coming, and I still tensed. Goodness, Geoff. Yes, let me watch that again. Refreshed on that.
And I'll scare you right out of your pants. To
It's such a good set of movements here. The camera work is brilliant.
and I'll scare you right out of your
We're zooming right into him. It's almost like you're expecting it to get to the point where the frame is just the eyes, and then he drops out of it.
pants.
And as soon as he drops out of it, boom, where's he gone? It's such a brilliant setup. And then he's there. Oh, dear me. And I love that he's out of focus. We're not worrying about focusing on Geoff because that's not we're looking at what's behind him, and there's no need to change the focus for the jump scare. It's absolutely fine. It just, it happens and then we move on. And we move right back to where we were. If that camera had never gone forwards, maybe he'd never have moved. But it did. We got closer. We dared to try and find something out. And so the defense mechanism kicks in. And he goes back to the boo that is always there. Oh! This is so good.
And I'll scare you right out of your pants. To a guy in Kentucky, I'm Mr. Unlucky, and I'm known throughout England and France.
Oh, the double there. Having the doubled voice is great. I love these motions, these gestures. They make phrases seem bigger, whether there's a logic to them or not. I'm not sure if there's any reference there. But it emphasizes everything that he's doing. We're captivated by this movement. It's choreography. It's a dance. It's this slyly bringing you in. Lovely stuff. And then I love the fact that we use this vroom, vroom, motion. He's used it before in Headless Horseman, but oh my goodness, does it look better now? And is it better placed and better used than it was back then? This really shows off to me how far Geoff has come in his solo channel. You know, I think back to Bare Necessities, where it's just him in coloured boxes, which is a wonderful effect. Look at the Peter Hollins Halloween medley that I did a couple of weeks ago. Wonderful stuff. It works so very well. But the fact that Geoff is now doing this, we have this fully staged. If you injected this into the middle of The Nightmare Before Christmas and could get past the fact that the rest of it is stop motion animation, it's a full production. It would fit in that film. That's how far he's come with his video production. This is astonishing.
Mr. Unlucky, and I'm known throughout England and France. Bonjour. And since I am dead...
And now we've had the scare. We've had the... We've get the feeling that this is now not a regular person. Now that more instrumentation comes in, we get the drums with the beat. We up the ante another level. Because he's now going to say, since I'm dead, I can do this. We're establishing different levels all the time.
England and France. Bonjour. And since I am dead, I can take off my head to recite Shakespearean quotation.
I love that. I love the weight of this. I love that we have this unison recite Shakespearean quotations. All the while, there's also the recite Shakespearean quotations going on underneath. The lovely depth of that, the seriousness that puts into it. It's almost the equivalent of suddenly going into high received pronunciation. I can't roll my R's. But he's done it through tonal singing instead, and I love that so much. Also, you know, great trick. Love this. It looks great. It works perfectly well for this song. I'm guessing I still haven't seen Golden Hour, but I'm guessing he learned some tricks in that he's used to do this. And actually Headless Horseman, come to that. Yeah, I just love seeing this evolution of tricks that he has used before, just looking cleaner and being used in, you know, ever better places, things like that. Oh, there's 3 octaves there. There's to recite, to recite, to recite, I think is there as well, and to recite. Yeah. I think it's 3 octaves. No animal nor man can scream like a cat. Oh my goodness! I could stop this thing every 2 seconds and find things to talk about. I love this harmony.
Off my head to recite Shakespearean quotation.
Here. No animal nor man. No animal nor man. I love that we've got these high notes up there, kind of pulling the harmony around a little bit, guiding us through what he's doing. And then you get this, you go straight from the cool harmony to the cool visual, the split, the sort of Kerberos that we have here of the 3 Geoffs. Incidentally, original Greek pronunciation would have had a hard C, not a soft one. Not that it really matters. But I love that that's where we go with this. We tricks all over the place in this song. No animal nor man can scream like a cat.
With the fury of my recitations. But
the pumpkins in the eyes are cute. The fury of my recitations, obviously pronounced recitations for the purposes of the scansion of the song. But the fury. Who recites furiously? It's such a wonderful line. With the
fury of my recitations. But who here would ever understand that the...
Oh, hang on.
With the fury of my recitations. But who here would ever understand?
Yeah, I love this pullback. The drums drop out again. We go back to these languid, long string notes. It's just everything, the give and take the whole way through this. It's so well achieved.
That the Pumpkin King with the skeleton grin.
Oh, the drop. Pumpkin.
That the Pumpkin King with the skeleton grin.
He goes down, Pumpkin King with the skeleton grin. Goes down, 2 great big drops. And doesn't that change the sound of this so much?
That the Pumpkin
Who here would ever understand? Who would understand me? I'm pleading with you.
King
The
with the
Pumpkin
skeleton
King with the skeleton grin. Doesn't it change how we see that question?
grin would tire of his crown if they only understood.
Zero is so well realized here. I love that he puts in the end of this video, we see Kathy manipulating Zero against the green screen. So there's just an immediate acknowledgement of how that's been done. It's a cute touch, and I like knowing that. But how well realized, how good does he look in this moment?
Would tire of his crown if they only understood. He'd give it all up if he only could.
Oh, I love that. The gentle slowdown, if he only could. And it's not that low, is it? I don't know why I just went down there, but I love the pull against him once again. As he feels like he cannot give this up, it pulls him back down again, and he sits back. He's having got up, having had these moments of sort of not excitement exactly, but he's had this kind of energy about how he's presented this part. He's been moving around. He's had this new stance where he's all of a sudden been a lot more mobile. He's had the jump scares. He's had the sort of teleporting speedster thing as he moves around the arena. And then if he only could, he's just pulled back down again and rooted back at the piano where we found him at the beginning of the song. And that is brilliant. Ah!
Up if he only could. Oh, there's an empty
And back into 3/4 again. And I recognize we switched into 4/4 and I didn't register when. Or rather, I didn't mark it because I was talking about other things. But I love these switches. And I love that we change back into this kind of slight pining waltz.
place. Oh, there's an empty place in my bones that calls out for something unknown.
And that's an interesting, again, there's tons of people who talk about vocal quality better than I do. But I do like there we hear some of the tricks. It's not things are known, it's non. Things are known. It's a bit wider of a sound than the which is a very constrictive sound, would give him a lot less resonance to play with. And I think based on 2 seconds of experience that I had just then, it makes it slightly harder to sort of comfortably sound that low.
Something unknown. The fame and praise come year after year. Does nothing for these empty tears.
Oh, the cacophony at the end there as things kind of dip in and out of being in tone. You get the lovely da 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 da. The strings tremolo in the background, kind of giving this worrying quality. Nothing quite settled. It finishes the song tonically resolved, but atmospherically so unfinished. I love that so much. I also want to take a moment while we have this beautiful shot here to talk about this set design. I mean, wow. This is so effective. How much did he just achieve in this small space? Like, what's the playing area he's got to work with here? 15 feet? Maybe, from sort of stage left to stage right, so to speak. And yet he's managed to make so much happen. He's given so much character, motion, physicality to one character in that space. and it's just extraordinary. I love all these details, the pumpkins all over the place. The flickering of the pumpkins is so great. It almost gives them character. You see, it's like you see their mouths moving, and you don't. It's just the flickering of the light inside. But it's been so beautifully done. And these drapes of black and white all over the place. The moon is a great prop. I love that you can actually just see it's not suspended or green screened in, it's on a pole. That's great. And obviously we saw him assembling the stack of pumpkins off to one side. Oh my goodness, this is incredible. This is incredible. I want to listen to this. This is magic. Everything, the piano, the violin, and him, all in unison. Do, do, do. And then everything breaks away.
Nothing for these empty
Oh, and that fade. The perfect fade before we come back in here. And I'm not going to talk about this ending bit because it's mostly him talking over. But I did just want to say, what a wonderful way to finish this with Jack looking wondrously at the snow falling down. Ah! This is so good. Woo! Ah, I am blown away by what I just witnessed. That was out of this world good.
all the wonderful.
Oh goodness, I didn't mean. Hang on 1 second. Let me just close that. That, Geoff, my sir, I have no words for the skill that was just on display there. That was a whole new level of extraordinary. Truly, truly extraordinary. And I love that we've got little hints behind the scenes, but we've also got this. How long is that? I jumped ahead, didn't I? Song finishes about 3 minutes, 20 seconds. We have these, 200 plus seconds of absolute immersion into this character. I applaud everything about that video. That was astonishingly good. Truly astonishingly good. Let's bring it back up again, and let's bring in the others of the VoicePlay crew and check out Hellfire. And straight away, can I just say how much I love this presentation? The simplicity of 5 people dressed in black with what looks to be 4 lights lighting them. Maybe a little more than that. But we've got the 2 orange lights coming from behind, the blue coming from above, and then something that is lighting them from the front. Most probably the front stage right, or the left side of the screen, based on where the shadows are falling on their faces. But my goodness, what an opening shot. This is quite extraordinary. Okay, so, VoicePlay, Hellfire. I don't know if I'm ready for this, but bring it.
Beata Maria, you know I am a righteous man. Of my virtue I am justly proud. Beata Maria, you know I'm so much purer than the
this is... Wow, I love what they've done with this.
Then tell me, Maria, why I see her dancing there, why her smoldering eyes still scorch my soul. I feel her,
You can feel the tone changing.
sun caught in her raven hair is blazing in me out of all control. Burn it.
Oh! Woo! Oh!
There's fire in my skin. This burning
Oh my goodness.
desire is turning red.
Ooh!
It's
Oh.
not my fault. I'm not to blame. It is the gypsy girl that which you set this flame. It's not my
Wow.
fault if in God's plan you meet the devil so much stronger than a man. Protect me, Maria. Don't let this siren cast her spell. Don't let her fire sear my flesh and bone.
The variety in this is wonderful. Woo!
Minister Frollo, the gypsy, has escaped.
What?
She's nowhere in the cathedral. I'm
Oh,
afraid
the
she's
looks.
gone.
But how? Never mind. Get out, you idiot. I'll find her. I'll find her, and I'll find her if I have to burn down all of Paris.
Hellfire, dark fire.
Now, Gypsy, it's your turn.
Choose me,
Oh my goodness, this is so powerful.
God have mercy on her. God have mercy on her.
Oh wow.
But she will be mine, or she
Oh, I'm not saying anything because wow. Woo. Oh, oh, oh my goodness. Wow, that's something as well. Goodness me. Oh. And I'm just going to stop it there just because, I'm, as you can hear, I'm not using, or as you heard earlier, I should say, I'm not using premium, so advert's about to play. Another beautiful album cover, just saying. But, woo! That is striking, to say the very least. My goodness. Wow, talk about two songs that hit hard. That is stunning. I love what they've done with it. The variety that we go through during the course of that performance is incredible. There's so much happening in that. It's... yeah. Again, speechless. I'm just going to have to go back and start analysing because I don't even know what to say. This is incredible.
Beata Maria, you know I am a righteous man.
Oh, I was going to comment on the beauty of the melody and the harmony, but that little creak, you know I am right, wherever it was he put it, just that, the pleading, I am this thing. He's just so desperate to be right at the beginning of this. But I love what they've done with this, the simplicity of the harmony. It's not sort of sacred harmony. It's not what you'd expect to hear necessarily in a cathedral, but it has that quality about it. And I love that that's how they've chosen to present it. This very sort of simple harmony realized in these hums.
Beata Maria, you know I am a righteous man.
And they're moving its bum, 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 bum. It's moving on the beat. 1, 0, 3, 4. Whereas he's pushing it. Beata Maria, you know I am a righteous man. Oh my goodness, excuse me. There's a little bit more of a push and a pull coming from him. And that's what makes the backing feel so grounded and, I guess this is a weird word to use in the course of this, but honest. There's something about it that it's a very kind of, it feels like it's a moment of import. It feels like this is a confession going into it, but one that's a true repentant confession at this point. Obviously, we go very, very different places with the rest of the song, but it's such a beautiful start to this.
Maria, you know I am a righteous man. Of my virtue I am justly proud. Beata Maria, you know I'm so much purer than.
And again, this lovely thing where everything about this, it's simple major chords, it's this lovely arpeggiated feel, even the Latin, the Et tibi pater, that is sung there, it feels like it's going into resolve. It's such a lovely way that they've arranged this. We've got this lovely chorus going on. It's surrounding him, but it's not in any way intruding. It's working perfectly in harmony with what he's trying to say at this point in the song. This is beautiful setup.
Beata Maria, you know I'm so much purer than the common, vulgar, weak, licentious crowd.
Oh, and I love there's just a hint.
The common, vulgar, weak,
Now right here on the crowd,
licentious crowd.
It slips for an instant. The quality slips and immediately reasserts itself. That's beautiful.
And the common, vulgar, weak, licentious crowd. Then tell me, Maria, why I see her dancing there.
And as soon as this comes in, we get the questioning. Of course, we get the minor key. But I love that we immediately switch to somebody else for the question. Lane sings Tell Me Maria. We break away from Geoff. Now, all of a sudden, the fracture is starting to show, and we do that with the arrangement as much as we do with the performance. The fact that someone else has finally started singing the lyrics has taken the lead for a moment. You know, it's almost like an alternate personality, or the dark side coming in and being represented by multiple people. I don't know if that's what they were going for, but it's certainly the interpretation I can take from some of this. This is lovely.
Me, Maria, why?
And
Then tell me, Maria.
and underneath it, boom, 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 going on underneath this depth. Now the darkness is creeping in the depth of the voice as well. Ooh, lovely stuff.
Why I see her
Oh.
Then tell me, Maria, why I see her dancing there. Why her
Oh, that first confession. Even as much as why I see her. We're getting to the crux of Frollo's issue at this point in time, and it is sung completely on its own. That's a brilliant choice. And then the chorus comes back in for Why Her Smouldering Eyes. But oh, what a great move.
Maria, why I see her dancing there. Why her smouldering eyes still scorch my soul. I feel.
I don't actually know what that word means, I realise. Cogitatione. What was the spelling?
Eyes still scorch my soul.
Cogitatione. Thinking. Oh, of course, cogitate. Duh. Thinking. I love... What a great word to have under that line. Ooh.
Dancing there, why her smouldering eyes still scorch my soul. I feel her, I see her, the sun caught in her raven hair.
I love... It's so good because at the beginning it sounds that it could be so innocent. And they're making the way that they're arranging this, the sun caught in her raven hair, the harmony underneath that is lovely. It's very, very pretty music at this point in time because it's got somewhere to go. But it's I love the way that they've arranged this. It's enhancing the quality of what's being sung. There's so much questioning in this. 1 second, again, I feel her, I see it, I feel her, I see her. Down at the bottom there, going on underneath. I don't know if it's being sung or if I think it's just doos. And then we suddenly switch to this lovely higher pitched, very pretty harmony. This constant switching is asking the questions for us as much as the words are. Great stuff.
I see her, the sun caught in her raven hair is blazing in me out of all control. Burn it.
What a love. I love coming from Lane to burn it. Oh, that moment, that sense of this blazing out of all control. burn it. The two things together, blazing out of all control, could be a good thing. And then it's not. Just like that, with that simple statement. And the way that it's just break away, have Lane say that, and on we move. Brilliant stuff.
Sun caught in her raven hair is blazing in me out of all control. Burn it. Like fire, hellfire, this fire.
Oh, that percussion, Lane. Beautiful stuff. It's so menacing. That's really in the and nicely set in the mix so that it's there, it's not intruding, but you can't get away from it. Oh, that's wonderful. Actually, I realize I don't know who arranged this. I didn't do my usual check. Let's have a look. Obviously featuring Jane. Arrangement is Lane. Yes, I thought so. Arrangement and video, Lane. Audio ed, production manager Kathy, as we expect. Steadicam Matt Hutchins and assistant Andrew Cox. Guard. Oh, the guard is Tony. Nice. Production assistant Francesca Buiza. Filmed at Patty Cake. Yeah. Okay. Filmed at Patty Cake makes me want to talk about this set. The set? The set is lighting. That doesn't change. That's genius. Absolute genius. I love it. They don't need anything because they're doing all the work. It's so good. I love that. And the lighting is perfect. The fact that we have these moments where you can choose to have characters lit certain ways is wonderful. And this orange, like, you know, the sort of the orange of the fire, it's lovely stuff. And then at the same time, this lovely blue coming in that could be the light coming through the cathedral windows or whatever you want it to be. But this is so potent. And so we go from that beautiful set that we had for Jack's Lament, tons of intricate details that made that perfect scenery for him to have this moment, to this point where 5 voices are going to do everything that needs to be done, and you don't need a lick of set on there to do it. Great stuff.
All control. Burn it. Like fire, hellfire, this fire.
I love too the choices there. Everything happens under the first, if we're counting it, 1, 2, 3, 4. Like fire. The first 2 beats, everything happens. Oh, and then it's just fire on its own. Nothing happening underneath. We focus on that point of fire. Wonderful stuff.
Hellfire, this fire in my skin is burning.
Interesting. My skin. Interesting note to choose there. Not where you would expect the harmony to go, and it stands out because of that. It makes it's a vocal representation almost of the skin crawling. It's not out of key, but it is maybe it's a little dissonant at least, and it's not where we're expecting it to go. And it gives this piercing sound, that lovely kind of rock sound that Ellie's got going on there, over the top of what Geoff is continuing to sing. This is so good.
In my skin is burning, desire is turning red.
This moment right here, we have this fright as Geoff, as Frollo, recognizes what he's about to say. And then he says it. And look at this confusion on his face. That look is perfect. He said it. It can't be undone. He's admitted it now. Even if it's only to himself in the quiet of nobody else being around. Frollo has said those words and cannot take them back. And now he knows what's happening. And that is the worst possible thing that could happen to him. Is he could sin. He could not be perfectly pure, which we know from his personality he isn't, but he believes he is. He believes he is as pure as day. And it's only now that he's admitting to himself that there might be something in there that isn't, and that shakes his very faith to the core. It's wonderful stuff. This expression right here, you can see all of that, and I love it.
It's not my fault.
And I love that we change into this ba, 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 and we get this ba, 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 stands out quite strongly, and Ellie's going to start, it's not my fault. We've got that fifth that we're setting up where Ellie's going to hit the tonic and then go up to the fifth again. We're preparing ourselves for where he's going to come. Everything's picked up. Lane's picked up his beat a little bit. We've got these lovely little, the embellishments that are coming in here. Energy is building. The crisis point has been hit. Frollo's now gone, oh, damnation, I've gone and said it. And now I have to deal with that fact. And we go into what my guess would be is sort of essentially mental chaos for him. Wonderful stuff.
It's not my fault. I'm not to blame. It is the gypsy girl that which you set this flame.
Oh, I love everything. There's so much going on here. I do, however, want to take a moment just to recognize the use of slightly difficult words. Disney has not been perfect about this a lot. I think that some of their older films in particular, they use terms or expressions that are regrettable. And, the fact that they have been open to the idea of writing something out of existence, essentially, because they realize how troublesome it is. Mistakes were made and they tried to correct them, and some mistakes, there are some things that don't hold up as well that haven't been corrected, and all that sort of thing. It's, they're an evolving company as much as we are. I'm not commenting on where they are in that evolution, but it is a fact. Now, the use of the word gypsy here, especially in, what is a derogatory utterance by Frollo. I actually think Frollo is the worst kind of humanity. Like, he's a terrible person. He's irredeemably bad and evil. He looks down on people, and speaking purely from the perspective of his character, he sees the majority of people as being beneath him, and so he will call them what he wants. Is it right? Is it his place to do that? No. But that's one of the things that makes him a bad person. He's judgmental, and he treats people who he deems to be under him, which is, let's face it, the majority of the population, like garbage. And I actually think that his character, from the perspective of his character, from his evil, that the use of that word is justified, because I think it is how the character would behave. Is it a word that should be free to be used? It's a word that should be used. No. But the point of this character is to be evil and hateful, and that's where it's coming from. And I'm sure VoicePlay's got that well on lock as a recognition of the use of the word in this song. I just want to touch on it because I think it's one of those things, we need to understand it's not being used in a way that the film says, hey, this is okay. Quite the contrary. The film is saying this is reprehensible, and this is being used by a character whose malevolence is unquestioned and only going to get worse from this point in the song and on. And I thought it important to take a moment to discuss. Now let's go back to beautiful harmonies and the incredible way that this has been arranged by Lane.
It's not my fault. I'm not to blame.
So this is the first thing I love. It's not my fault. It's not my fault. Or it's not my fault. We go, that first 4 notes of harmony are in unison on the tonic. Ellie's just gone da 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 da. We go right back down to there and sing 4 notes there. And then I'm not to blame. Ooh. We go down and spread out from there. And the build of this harmony through this section is so well done.
It's not my fault. I'm not to blame. It is the gypsy girl that which you set this flame. It's not my fault.
the build of that harmony through that section as it kind of increases through there, and then we add in the undercurrent of Mea Maxima Culpa, however that is. I can't remember what the notes were for that, but it is so well done. Mea Maxima Culpa, through my most grievous fault, Latin phrase, and it's sort of, it comes from Mea Culpa, which is through my fault. Mea Maxima Culpa, through my maximum fault, my most grievous fault. And that this is an interesting point, because I think one thing is that this suggests to me there's an interesting corollary to this in musical theatre, which is I think this is a very interesting song to have that line in, because the other song in musical theatre that features that is Mea Culpa, sung by Judge Turpin in Sweeney Todd. And that is such a... I wonder if that inspired this piece of music. I don't know. I haven't ever looked into it. Maybe I should. Maybe I'll put something here if I discover something before I edit and release this. But it's the same thing. It's a man trying to come to terms with the fact that he has feelings he shouldn't do for a woman. And it's just an interesting counterpoint to this. Or not even counterpoint, like a sort of similarity, actually. They have a lot in common with one another, and I just, they're both such powerful songs in their medium. Mea Culpa frequently gets cut from Sweeney Todd because it is such difficult material to deal with. And I think that says a lot, and I think that this is very difficult material to deal with in the context of The Hunchback of Notre Dame. This is an incredibly hard piece of music to listen to. You know, understanding exactly what's going through Frollo's head and what his attitude is towards those that he assumes have wronged him is devastating. So yeah, anyway. But I love the way that they've built this in. The expression of the harmony building and building, and then we get this lovely one here throughout in the next line.
It is the gypsy girl that which you set this flame.
This flame. Some lovely spread out of harmony there. And then this Mea Maxima Culpa comes in way underneath and kind of counterpoints this rising theme that we have going through this line as it climbs and climbs and climbs. We get the high harmony and then the very low line underneath.
I'm not to blame. It is the gypsy girl that which you set this flame. It's not my fault. If in God's plan you meet the devil so much stronger than a man.
And there he finds his justification. It's not my fault. God made things this way. And so the harmony coalesces and becomes this much more powerful sound. Wow, this has been well arranged. And I love that slow down, the rallentando as we come in to protect me, Maria. I now understand the problem. It's not me. It's the divine plan I have to battle. Boo-hoo. Of course it's you. But he then says, protect me. People need protecting from you, buddy. But the way that we pull that back and draw back into this rich harmony is just incredible.
Devil so much stronger than a man. Protect me, Maria. Don't let this siren cast her spell.
And that's lovely. Protect me, Maria. Don't let this... It's a typical 1 minor 4 back to 1 again. It's a lovely, lovely change. It's a very... It can be a very poignant shift. 1 minor 4 back to 1 again. It can give you a sense of sadness. In this sense, we know how wrong he is. It doesn't sound sad at all. It does sound a little bit desperate. The cry that comes into there isn't a cry that pulls at our heartstrings. It's a cry of a man who's desperately trying to find a reason for him not to be wrong.
Me, Maria, don't let this siren cast her spell. Don't let her fire sear my flesh and bone. Destroy.
Oh my goodness! Just the breadth of this love. Wonderful drum beat that's going on underneath all of this. These wonderful rich harmonies sailing around. This has it's built so rapidly, and we still have half the song to go. Wonderful stuff.
Sear my flesh and bone.
Destroy Esmeralda.
And let her taste the fires of hell.
I love that we build up to that moment with Geoff. He hasn't had a moment. He's been, even if we jump back a section,
Fire sear my flesh and bone.
he's the fact that everyone else is moving a bit more, and he's just standing there in the middle, his hands quite still. I assume he's singing with them a little bit, but compared to what everybody else is doing, he's quite still. And it's like his consciences are fighting all around him until he finally condemns her in the next words. It's brilliant. Oh, I love the electric guitar solo going on there, and the quality that's been applied to the voice there to make it sound like that is fantastic. And I love this, the use of Geoff as being this condemn her, and Ellie's like, unless this, way up higher. The balance between those two is being used so very well in this.
Or else let her be mine and mine alone. Minister Frollo, the gypsy, has...
Oh, and that... Fading away into the background there as Tony comes in. I love that this is Tony. That's of course, it's a patty cake. It makes complete sense it would be Tony, but at the same time, it's something very appropriate about that. And I love that he comes in and obscures for a moment the side that's saying, let her be mine.
Minister Frollo, the gypsy, has escaped.
He crosses the side. He crosses Jay and Lane, the side that was saying one thing. He crosses in front of Geoff, who is the central character of this, and then he blocks Ellie and Caesar. Don't know what just happened to my brain there. He blocks that side, and so for a moment we see the darker side of things, the side that says, let her burn, focused a little bit more. And, oh, it's just brilliant.
What?
She's nowhere in the cathedral. I'm afraid she's gone.
But how? Never mind. Get out, you idiot. I'll find her. I'll find her, and I'll find her if I have to burn down all of Paris.
And there it is. Why will you find her? Is it to burn her, or is it to make her yours? But he's going to burn down the entire city. This man is evil incarnate, to even consider that option, and the fact that he thinks of himself as pure. It's the way he is so wrong and is so convinced he's right in this song is fantastic. I love how this is being realized.
I'll find her. I'll find her, and I'll find her if I have to burn down all of Paris.
Hellfire, dark fire.
And now we have the same thing. Hellfire. And again, the fire is on its own. The bomb and the... Again, cuts off. Fire sits on its own, but now as 3-part harmony. What a great evolution that is.
Hellfire, dark fire.
Now, Gypsy, it's your turn.
And I love that we have quick cut, quick cut, quick cut, quick cut. I condemn you. The fire in the eyes and the stillness of the camera just pulling back and focusing on Geoff in that moment. Lovely editing here.
Now, Gypsy, it's your turn.
Choose me, you're tired. Be mine or you will cry.
Oh.
God have mercy on her. God have mercy on me. But she will be mine, or she will.
Just going to stop it there because we've got these kind of amazing notes here. But I love, again, brilliant lyrics. God have mercy on her. God have mercy on me. But after both of those just shouldn't be there. And yet it is. Wonderful stuff. I love this build throughout here. The Kyrie eleison going over the top of it. This is incredible.
God have mercy on me. But she will be mine.
And it's so lovely. We've got this lovely bass in the background. We've got the drums going, and then this unison. Simple unison up at the top, and then this wonderful, rich sound of Geoff making this commitment Frollo committing to himself, this is what's going to happen. Wonderful, wonderful stuff.
But she will be mine, or she
Oh, lovely stuff. This beautiful long held note by Geoff and the whole melody going on underneath. That incredible Hellfire melody. This is so good. I want to go back on that one more time. And again, there I love that where they end up with "It's your turn." That chord on turn is not where you think it's going to go, and it leads them back in again for another run. Really, really nice use of that particular chord there to give us something to expect. And again, a lovely drift away. And what a powerful, powerful use of a final subharmonic down there on Burn. Like, in the depths of hell itself comes, or from the depths of hell itself comes that note. Oh, that's wonderful stuff. My goodness, they outdid themselves with that. That was an incredible arrangement. I love the fact that it was the entire focus, other than Tony, was on the 5 of them. No lighting changes, no set, the one little CG trickery in the eyes seems to be the theme for today's videos with the pumpkins in Geoff's eyes earlier and now the fire. That, as far as a music video can go, that was pure performance. Magnificent. Absolutely incredible. They did such a good job on that. Well done, VoicePlay. I need to go and have a lie down now. Because, oh my goodness, those 2 videos back to back. Wow. Little did I know what I was getting myself into. Actually, I could guess by the fact that, there's been so much effusive praise of them. That was brilliant on so many levels. They did an incredible job with that in so many different disciplines come together to present something that in some ways looks so simple, but the way it has been put together is masterful. Masterful. And I loved it, and I am here for every inch of it. I'm going to go and listen to both of those songs. Thank you very much for joining me, especially if you're still here. I really appreciate it. This has been the final video of Halloween month, even though it's not quite, we discussed that. Never mind. I hope that you enjoyed. I hope that I managed to bring some new perspective to you or something. Bring you something about these that you hadn't seen before. I even brought you the songs. If you happen to be catching this, you've come in from somewhere else and just seen this video. And, here's a new song, here's a new group for you, maybe. Who knows? But I hope I brought you something. Thank you so much for watching. Please do like the video. Hit the subscribe button and the notification bell if you would like to be notified when I post. As of now, we'll be going back to 5 p.m. EST on a Friday, which is my regular scheduled programming once a week. This was twice a week for theme month, Halloween month. And if you would care to, please do head over to buymeacoffee.com/DavidKReacts, where you can donate to support the channel if you would care to. Thank you so much for spending your time with me. I hope that you enjoyed this. I do say I hope you, I don't know where my brain went for a second there. I hope you take care, that all is well, that you have a very good afternoon, morning, evening. What should we go for? 6:23 p.m. That's possible. Take care, and I will see you in the next video. Bye for now.